Hello and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events. This morning was a little winter weather event. I'm recording this Thursday at about 12:45. But last night I saw on the high resolution, we saw the disturbance coming through, but it just was not showing any precipitation. Then all of a sudden the high res model started showing, oh, there's going to be some light flurries with this. Boy, did that happen. Let me tell you before I get into the forecast for the weekend and another couple of bouts with old man winter. And I'll tell you a quick story about this morning when I woke up. It was, I think it was about 5:15 in the morning. And I'm walking into my living room and I have the curtain drawn over the back doors to the deck. And I'm walking by, and normally our deck is kind of a reddish color, but it was all white, reddish brown. Anyway, so I look and it's all white, and I just walk by, and then all of a sudden I stop, I do a double take, and I go, what? And I go over there and I look, and me being the snow geek that I am, I immediately grab my phone to take a picture and open the door, not even thinking that the home alarm was still on, set off the alarm system, woke everybody up in the house just because of my excitement about some snow. Anyway, that's the way I am. And let's get into this right now. I'm going to use the European model for most of this from weatherbell.com. Boy, have those guys been right about this winter so far, haven't they? Remember I showed you Joe Bastardi's forecast. He said it's going to be another cold winter, colder than average, the temperatures. And you know what? The winter hasn't even really started yet. And he also called for above average snowfall. Again, it's not even technically winter yet, and so their forecast hasn't verified yet, but I think they were on the right path. We'll see. Still too early to say. But I'll use the European model here, and then also the new high-resolution GFS, the experimental model. And again, a lot of talk about the Razorback game. I'm going to stress this over and over and over. Whatever happens in Northwest Arkansas this weekend for the Razorback game, I think it's quick moving and I think it's light. But we know what light precipitation can do. I think we had a lesson in that this morning. The European model, the blue, light blue line, that's the 35-degree line. The darker blue line is the 32-degree line. And this is Saturday, showing you the amount of precipitation between 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday. 6 a.m. and noon. And then I'll stop this. Now, this is showing between noon and 6 p.m. on Saturday. And notice it's this area of the state, north of this dark blue line, which includes northwest and portions of north central Arkansas, that has temperatures at or below 32 degrees. And it shows some very light amounts of precipitation during that 6-hour time period. So yes, I think there could be some light snow flurry, snow shower activity across northwest Arkansas. And even here in central Arkansas, I'm not ruling out a snowflake or two, maybe even a sleet pellet, probably more likely out of that. But again, light, quick moving for the Razorback game. See, this is, I'm trying to look at the hours here now, and then see how quickly that moves away between 6 p.m. and midnight. So during the game, it's really backing off the models on how much falls during the game, but keeps a little bit during the afternoon when you're going to be tailgating. Sunday morning, there's another wave of moisture coming through, and mainly for southern Arkansas during the overnight and into early Sunday morning, but the freezing line is still up here across northern Arkansas. So the moisture and the sub-freezing air not getting together according to this one model. But in this area of the state, I wouldn't doubt if there was a little light wintry mix at times with that. Maybe sleet would be the predominant precipitation type if there was frozen precip, but mainly rain, I think. There could be some sleet mixed in at times. And then late Sunday and into Monday, there's another wave of energy, and you see the 32-degree line still draped across northwest Arkansas, and it's showing amount of precipitation around 2 to 3/10 of an inch of liquid, which would amount to maybe an inch or two of snow. If this were to verify, once again, and this is for late Sunday and into early Monday, and as that wave, let me make sure I got the hours right here. That's hour 84. Watch what happens. That wave of moisture exits. There's still some left behind in the cold air, and notice how that 32-degree line starts to dip towards the south, but the main moisture is moving towards the east at this time. But there may be just enough cold air moisture to combine before ending that some of that could transition to some light snow, even in central Arkansas, for a little bit Sunday night into Monday. But I think the main moisture, according to this model, is showing that it's going to be out of here by the time the cold enough air comes in that causes any problems. Could they hook up? It's still early, absolutely. Gosh, I'm going to take too long here. All right, showing you amount of snowfall according to the European model. This is during Saturday. Notice that any amounts would be Saturday afternoon, evening, light across northwest Arkansas. It's showing most locations under an inch. Like I said, this could change, but it's something to watch. And then that next round, Sunday, notice it starts cranking out. And I think it's overdoing this, 2 to 4 inches of snow across the northwestern portion of the state. And some of that does get into central Arkansas. It's showing a dusting maybe from Little Rock northward. If that were to verify, still a lot of time, but that's, again, with that wave coming in late Sunday into early Monday as that main moisture scoots across the state, and then the sub-freezing air at the surface has enough time to come towards the south, and there may be a little transition towards the end. Let's take a look at these air temperatures again, just off the surface, because this weekend is going for the Razorback game here. This is 6 p.m. Temperatures were hovering around 30 degrees. Notice how the rest of the state's in the lower 40s on Saturday. So the surface temperatures would be too warm to support anything to cause any problems. And then let's go back here. Sunday morning, the sub-freezing air continues to be across this portion of the state. But watch what happens on Monday here. There's late Sunday. Monday morning, teens. But the thing is, it's seeing where the snow cover is on the ground and cooling the temperatures further into the teens. So the only way you see these teens verifying, actual air temperatures, verifying across this portion of the state, northwest Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, and southern Missouri, the only way that verifies is if there is snow cover on the ground. And that's why the model is showing temperatures in the teens. It's in the lower 30s here. But with another blast of cold air coming in on Monday, yeah, another blast behind this, it's showing temperatures making it to the lower 40s. I have my doubts about that on Monday. I think it could be a little bit colder than that with lots of wind. All right, wind chill temperatures. I just want to show this to you for the game. Wind chill temperatures in the mid-20s. Now let's look at let me scoot this over here. Again, this is the experimental GFS, high resolution. And I know that this is kind of difficult to see because I can only get one map here. Okay, so this is Saturday afternoon between noon and 6 p.m. It's showing the heaviest of the precipitation north into Missouri with just a little light ice snow mix across northern Arkansas. It as well keeping that freezing line, which is in red here, that freezing line draped across northwest Arkansas, and that's as far south as it gets. Let's see what it does with that next round. There's Sunday morning. Again, southern Arkansas showing rain, the freezing line staying towards the north Sunday morning. And then that next wave, let's see what it does with that. That's late Sunday, Sunday night, into Monday morning. Northern Arkansas, there's that round. It's a little stronger with that surface low here across southern Louisiana. And then that main moisture starts to move away, and on the backside, it has that changeover to a little bit of light snow possible on Monday morning. Lots to talk about. I've bloviated now for more than 8 minutes. So hopefully you got a lot out of this. Just to recap everything, I think that the event on Saturday afternoon confined to northwest Arkansas, where the sub-freezing air is located. A little wintry mix up there. Amounts will be light, and it's fast-moving Saturday afternoon and early evening. Late that night, it appears that there may be another round for southern Arkansas, and that would be mainly in the form of some light rain because surface temperatures are a little bit above freezing. Could there be some sleet mixed in with that? Of course. Then Sunday night and into Monday morning, as more cold air comes in and another wave scoots by, then I think that we could see a little larger area across northern and maybe even into central Arkansas where that rain changes to snow, and amounts there too would be light, but maybe a little bit more significant, especially across far northern Arkansas. It's November the 13th, and it feels like it should be January 13th. Anyway, thank you very much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.